Hello and welcome, my artistic leaves. First, before we start, hello Hunter Twin Bro. You're coming from the Birdkeeper Toby Discord.
Cam?
My cam isn't working. What is happening there? Let me fix this quickly. Ha! Starting an artist stream without a working cam. Perfect.
The art in it for itself.
Yeah. There we go. This should come up now. There I am. So, again, hello and welcome, my artistic leaves. So, again, welcome, Hunter Twin Bro. Good to have you here. How are you doing? Also, did you give a shout out?
No, I didn't.
You did not. Get a shout out. So, how this will work is, I have B for Artists here. This is Blender for Artists. It is basically a more streamlined version of Blender, because Blender changes things up way too much and has everything hidden in places you wouldn't expect it to be. As I am not only a complete newcomer, but like my knowledge is from several years ago and it wasn't much. We first start with going through the official Before Artists tutorials, which should work fine. So, I guess without further ado, let's start with the first one. So, also we might need to do some sound balancing stuff. There should be no ads here.
Hi friends, in this video we will talk about the differences between Before Artists 2 and Blender 2.
How does the sound sound?
It's really quiet.
It's quiet. Well,
Maybe increase the desktop audio a bit.
we have to increase it this way. Let's try.
2.80x. I was and am not really happy with the Blender user interface. That's the reason why I have started a fork before
That's
5 years.
better. You should still
That
be
was-
pretty audible if you talk over it.
Better, okay. In that case, let's watch and learn. I will pause and do the stuff he is showing, learning by doing basically. Instead of just watching the video and then trying to mimic. I cannot really learn that way.
With Blender 2.75. Well, Blender 2.80 has brought a lot of improvements in the UI, and I was for a short moment really at the point to stop the fork. But then I saw the new monochrome icons, a still hard to read standard theme with very low contrast, missed the toolbar at the top, broke my fingers at the Blender keymaps again, and so I continued. The current differences are not this much and massive than between Blender 2.79 and Before Artists 1, but there are still some vital differences.
Quick check. Version 1? We have version 3.3.1, okay. I guess things apply still because this is from the official website. Let's hope for the best. If we have questions, we can always Google stuff. This is first and foremost a learning stream, but I have a goal. Let's just say I have a goal. Also, why is there German in it? Ziege-Animation finishen. That means goat animation. Finish. That's not a word.
Finish.
Finish the goat animation. And Raumstation final. Space station. Weird.
Let's start with the key map, the navigation. In Before Artists we have our own key map, which has evolved over the last 5 years and has been adjusted to the Blender 2.80 changes. It is reduced to just the necessary hotkeys and a navigation that can be purely done by mouse.
Sorry to pause again for something, but I decided no chat on stream because just works better for a video like this, you know, because the chat would take up stuff here and I rather have it full screen with just my cam. And yeah, I'm gonna read chat if something comes up, so don't worry about that.
Right mouse button, rotate, middle mouse button, pan.
Okay, let's just do a general file. And right mouse button rotates. This feels not too bad actually. This feels... When I last used Blender, this was way too sensitive and stuff. I don't know how the current Blender is. And then with the middle mouse button, everything fine. And yeah, the left mouse button is not working for anything, but like use that to actually model stuff.
And scroll wheel to zoom in. You don't need to hold down any key here. This has some advantages, as you can see, but also some disadvantages.
Blackbird! Wonder Woman earned $300 million worldwide in first week. Wonder Man earned $400 million for doing the same job. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? As you can see, this is trying to learn Blender, or rather be for artists, which is Blender and better.
Some people miss the right-click menu since the right-click is here occupied by rotate. It is still there, so as you can see, you miss nothing. What it needs is a double right mouse click.
Oh, okay, let's try. Oh, yeah, I mean holding it moves makes more sense than double click and holding. This is not bad. I like this actually. Okay, cool. Oh, and if we move out, it just closes. That's neat. Time to make your own the Leafamon. Well, that's kinda that goal I was talking about. So, okay, why not say it? I am gonna make a game, which is a monster taming game. And I want to get a demo out of this because, I mean, I have currently 2 people working on it. My wife and me, with the help of a friend as well on the side. But he's busy with his own stuff, so yeah. And I plan big. I tried going smaller in games, but I just, you know, if you have a dream, you gotta follow it, right? Even if I try making a different game, which is smaller in scale, my mind cannot get off this one game I want to make. I have to make it. The plan is to make a demo, which will probably be a like 3 to 5 hour long demo. And we're gonna do the models for all of that and then do a Kickstarter or whatever at the time when that's finished is the platform to go for that. So I learned this to make the models for the game because it needs to be 3D and yeah. Nice, hope you will manage to avoid being stopped by Nintendo. I hear their jerks. No. This is not a Pokemon clone. This is my own thing. Sure, I mean, it's about monster collecting, but like, I make my own thing out of it. Like, Digimon is different from Pokemon. So, yeah. For example, you don't catch monsters by weakening them. You actually feed them so they grow attached to you and then you play on your instrument. Still not sure if you can choose the instrument or if we just give the main character a set instrument. I'll have to see that. And due to the music there, you form a bond with that monster. And basically it decides if it wants to follow you. That's the key part. Give them a lick. They taste just like raisins. Hardcore, normal, cute slider. Okay. Yeah. So that's basically the very basic thing about it. You also battle in... The battles can be all up to 4 monsters versus 4 other monsters. There are battles that are only 1 versus 1, there are 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, and the 4 versus 4 battles. So you have different battle formats to change the pace at every corner, kinda. Which also, you kinda want to have different team formations on the team. You can have 9 monsters with you at any given time. So it will be very different than Pokemon is. Also aiming for stuff like monsters evolving in battle, because you get life not XP. There will be no level system. It will be different. I am gonna probably talk about it more at a later point. For now, let's just say there's a different way to get higher stats. So, yeah. And it will be more story focused. Like, sure, gotta catch them all. Of course, it's cool. But the story is the most important thing for the experience. And the monsters, you can decide if you want to get all or not. That's all on you. So, this is the ultimate goal of this.
But we don't recommend to use it. It is full with double menu entries. There is not a single entry that doesn't exist elsewhere.
Perks like throwing your Pokemon on a cactus increases armor. Actually, kinda, yes. I guess I can tell you how this will work. Like, if you take damage, you have a chance that your HP or defense will go up. If you hit your enemy and do damage, your attack might go up due to that. So, what you do in battle will determine how the stats go up. There will, to battle against problems like, is stat just not raising because you don't do stuff in battle that needs that stat. There will also always be a chance that a stat goes up after every battle, or in the middle of every battle. The stats will go up live while in battle, just to accommodate for unbalanced stat growth. So, what you do is important. That's the goal.
All is here in the menus. So for me, this menu is a bad habit and the proof that the rest of the UI needs improvement. We will come back to the double menu entries at a later point. And the right-click menu exists with just one right-click in other editors, like here or here. It is just 2 clicks where it conflicts with the navigation. While edit and in edit mode in Blender, when you click in the off, then it deselects. This also happens.
Actually, this already looks better than the Blender I used. Especially that side menu, that wasn't there. But still, like... Whew. Yeah, Blender is kinda the best you can get for free. That's just the case. Technically, that Google thing... What was it called?
Yeah. There's a thing.
Paper something?
No, I don't think so.
What was that called?
Let me see.
Yeah, let's check that out.
SketchUp.
SketchUp is pretty good, but also very limited, right? It's...
SketchUp is mostly made for 3D modeling buildings.
Yeah, so if you want to do basic shapes, go with SketchUp. It's way easier to handle, but if you want to like model characters and different looking monsters, SketchUp isn't good at that. As long as the level up system is not like Path of Exile. I have no idea what Path of Exile is, and especially not what the leveling system is there. But please elaborate.
Happens when you have a widget selected. You have to click here the widget to drag it. And the moment when you click in the off, box select gets active, and that was it, deselected. In B for Artists, when you click in the off and drag, and the widget is active, then you can still perform the widget. And when the click is finished...
Okay, one thing he hopefully explains, because that's one thing I couldn't find. I looked at the program a bit, not too much, just some small basics that I wanted to know beforehand, but I couldn't find how to select all nodes. That I couldn't find out. But I guess he will tell us.
Try A.
Just A?
Just A.
I tried Control A.
Try A.
Just A. Okay, I'm gonna try
Just
that. Path of Exile is an insane tree, going in all direction with all kind of crap. So basically 80% of the game is looking through skills there and planning or more. That sounds cool though. I like skill trees. At first I wasn't embarrassed about the way I broke my arm, but I heard the doctors calling it a humerus fracture. Okay. So first let's make a cube then. And go in edit mode. That's of course necessary. Yeah, right now everything is selected. So just A.
Yeah. It's a shortcut in Blender. At least it was when I did stuff in it. So yeah.
But you know, fair here. Where can you select everything with just A? It's always Control A or something.
Is, I think they used Control A for adding new objects.
Huh. Well, okay.
That's a menu that comes up then.
My daughter says one of your Kickstarter tiers better have a plushie from the game. I would love to. The starters. You have the choice of 3 starters. They represent land, sky, and ocean. And that would be... That would be awesome, yeah.
We'll have to see.
If we can manage that, we have to look into someone who does plushies, but like... Yeah, I would love to do that actually. That would be such a nice tier if that was possible. So, look forward to it. It just might take like
5-10 years?
No, not 5-10 years.
We'll have to see.
I think the demo, depending on how fast I learn, can be there in half a year? Or a year? I'm not making any promises, just to be clear here. Just estimating from nothing. I have no idea how long it will take. Yeah, t-shirts is simpler usually. Yeah, that definitely. Shirts we can definitely do. I can guarantee that. But plushies, we'll see. I mean, if we cannot manage it as a tier, if the game sells well after it's finished, there will be merchandise, and plushies are, of course, a surefire hit to get merch out. So, yeah. But I would love to do plushies as a tier. Maybe we can.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
If I made a Kickstarter, I'd make one with toilet paper and pictures on it. You're kidding me, right? I thought about that a few days ago. Yes. I thought, not for this game, for a different thing that is not yet to be revealed. This will be revealed on my birthday stream. But like, toilet paper as a merch. Sure, basically everyone will kinda take a shit on me or my mascot or whatever. But it will be there every day. You use something every day with my stuff on it, so actually it would be kinda genius, right? So yeah.
And the mouse hasn't moved. Then it deselects. Again.
Oh yeah, we can do the selecting stuff. This was this. And yeah, that works. Oh, it's not black anymore, it's white, but we can rotate all the way around. Nice. What I never got, and you might know that, you have a bit more experience with Blender. What is this thing? This. Why do I have this?
Your pivot point. If you now rotate the object, you'll rotate around that point.
No.
Usually. Yeah, you set to local rotation, I guess.
So... and that
No, you're still local.
doesn't do anything.
Let me see. That's too small. If you...
Local? You said local?
Yeah, you have local, I guess.
No, I had global, but
You
well,
had global, really?
no, I had default actually.
Should you?
Cursor is the same symbol, so
Yeah, that's strange. So when I worked with it, it's rotated as well. But I think it also adds new objects there. So if you add a new cube or something,
let's try it out.
there.
Ah,
Yeah.
let's remove that though. Okay, that makes actual sense. Can we actually have you be back normal? Yeah, okay. Pokemon tip of the day, toilet paper by Rief. Well, that might be copyright problematic. Might be. Maybe not, actually, who knows.
Deselect, pull around. When you are unhappy with the standard key map.
Also, I just saw the alert didn't go off because we were still in the starting screen, but Hunter Twin Bro followed as well. Thanks for that. Sorry I didn't see that earlier. I was busy with pre-stream stuff. Yeah, it's like... It's basically giving all the links everywhere while I'm live.
Preparing your browser to crash your PC.
Yeah. So, I didn't see it there. And the alerts don't go off on my starting soon screen because...
Yeah. You should add them there.
I could add them there, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that later. So, okay, let's continue.
Then you can, of course, still use the Blender key maps. They are all available and you can use them here in the preferences, in the key map panel. You can, for example, switch to Blender or the industry compatible key map.
I'm not sure if I will do this because one thing I had a big problem with Blender was remembering those key shortcuts.
Yeah, but if you have some you really use a lot, you should...
I might.
Set some
but
up
wait. Let me go back. Where did he set that? Because he was like just going over there. Wait a minute.
Settings or something?
Window? File? Where would you find preferences? If there's just like file, edit, render, window, help. There, under edit. Okay. Because I don't think you can give your own, which is like, you can just choose predetermined, I guess. Okay. You can change them.
You can change.
You can make your own profile and stuff. Okay. If I find something I need a lot, then I'll use that.
Really saves a lot of time. But
yeah, sure. But for now, that's why I switched from Blender over to B4 Artists. But like, Control and A.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Yes, you wanted to say something?
When you have some kind of flow and know which tools you're gonna use a lot, then you can set it up. Or learn the key maps.
And then, like in DaVinci, my video editing software, which is a great software, you find out that the one thing you want a shortcut for, it doesn't allow you to make a shortcut for. I even forgot what it was, but something I use a lot of times, but like I just got used to it. Oh yeah, it was putting the image at the end of the image before, because when I edit my reviews, it's just image after image and then do a transition over them. So you can drag them in there, and then put it at the end of the image you put before. But you cannot shortcut that, so that you just go next image with the arrow keys, shortcut, next image, shortcut, next image. That doesn't work, and it would give me a bit less work. It's a really convenience thing. I would be finished like 5 minutes earlier if I could do that, so it's not that much of a difference, but it would have been nice. Continue.
And you can use them.
Yes, we had that.
You can, for example, switch to Blender or the industry compatible key map. Let's get back to B4 Artists.
Industry compatible? I think this guy is German. I'm pretty sure by now.
I think it's pretty audible.
But like, compatible? Not compatible?
Yeah.
What? I know I'm not accent free, but like, To be quite honest, though, his English is far better than the usual English of German people. Oh, what some German people gargle up. Ooh.
Let's talk about the graphical UI now. First, the theme. Well, this one should be pretty obvious. Our theme has much more contrast. Just to compare, Blender, grey and grey. Be for artists, lots of contrast. And you might have noticed another difference. It has colored icons. This makes a big difference. In Blender I get headache to find the tools.
Yeah.
News
rating! Yo, Nu and everyone else! Flip! Hello! Laura! Hello! Welcome to the stream, everybody! Money! Hello! Wait a minute. Why isn't it showing?
Read down the news.
There we go.
Special report. This just
What?
in. News of all.
Yeah.
Check back in at 10.
This just in. Flip's a bigger hole.
At least I hope you added this here, but the music is there, so...
Yes. Also, Money redeemed Shut Your Word, which was I Cannot Swear, right?
Shut your word. You should know these, you know?
Yeah, I should.
Shut your word.
Where's my coat?
You are not allowed to use the word
Jackie, I'm gonna
for
hide.
5 minutes, so you can't say hello anymore.
Oh, okay. I cannot say ciao in English anymore. Rief, I just read your appreciation post. Is that true? For real, man? Okay. I guess I need to talk about that then. Yes. Jason David Frank is actually dead. I looked at several sources because, you know, some sites spill garbage, but...
hate menus, yeah. I should have got that.
Well, there's Laura.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to press enter. It was
Oh my god!
pretty automatic.
He just killed her. He just killed her.
Yeah, no, I'm sad as well. It was devastating. That came out of nowhere. Like, I saw 3 things trending on Twitter. Rest in peace, Morgan Freeman, and Jason David Frank. I clicked on Morgan Freeman and was ready for, well, God is dead now. But it was about Morgan Freeman being the opening show for the soccer World Championship, which I wanted to make a tweet about because, like, that thing killed like 15,000 people and probably more, and he shouldn't be there. That's not a good thing. But then I was curious. Jason David Frank, of course, he wouldn't be dead, right? Rest in peace is something different. I couldn't make that Morgan Freeman tweet because I had to do something about Jason David Frank. I looked it up, why he died, and several sources state it was very likely to be suicide. He was only 49, and yeah, go Green Ranger, go. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. White Ranger, Tiger Power. Zeo Ranger, 5 Red. Yes. I didn't watch up more after Zeo, so he was some Black Ranger in the Abba Ranger version, which was, I think, Dino Fury as well. Yeah, the World Cup. That's a whole different thing. Yeah, you're all set now. Turbo Ranger Red. He was the Turbo Ranger. Yeah, Dino Ranger. The Black Dino Ranger. The weirdest thing, though, is... The first thought is... Your childhood hero. Like, he was my favorite Power Ranger. He is the reason why my favorite color is green. Shortly, my favorite color was white, but I reverted back to green. He became the White Ranger, so I was going with it. But, like, nah, I like green, actually. I really do. Probably would have been my favorite color without him, but, like, he kinda is the reason. He is also the reason why I'm into Super Sentai now. And I'm a huge fan of that. And it's like, the thing is, someone like him, a Power Ranger, dies by suicide. That it feels so wrong. He's a hero. He is a hero to so many children and stuff. He should be the strong guy. But in the end, of course, he's just an actor. He has mental issues like everyone could have. Of course, he's not a real Power Ranger, but it's never good if someone does suicide. Of course, but it really hits very different if it's someone playing a character like Tommy Oliver. And everything I saw from him just was pretty okay. He was happy in his marriage. He loved his children. He seemed like a great guy. I of course don't know him in private, but something was bothering him, of course. If it really was suicide, but like a lot of sites state that it very likely is. That's what the police said and stuff. So, yeah. I met him at a convention around 10 years ago. Oh, cool, Laura. I'm jealous of that. That's actually very cool. Black Ranger was my favorite in the OG, but Green was second for me. Yeah, a lot of people like the Black Ranger, which, like, they are all cool, of course. May your 1,000 generations be childless. He held my best friend in anger. He never did think his curses through. Okay. Sorry if I'm not laughing, but yeah. Dice feels wrong, yeah. It does hit very differently. Maybe that is common. You met him and Johnny Young Bosch. Yeah, Johnny Young Bosch is a big voice actor now, right? I'm not that much into English voice actors because I either watch stuff in German or Japanese, so yeah. But like, I mean, sure. We also lost, sorry that I forgot her name, the original Yellow Ranger. She died in, I think it was a car accident, but that's something else. That's an accident. That happens. It's still sad, but like, suicide is... I should have prepared a suicide hotline thing to show on screen yet. I didn't know I was going to talk about this. So, yeah, but... It's a harsh topic. Her name was Trini in the show, yes. Don't know her real name. Yeah, she was Trini, right. That is true. I was searching for her real name, which...
Tui Trung, I think.
Tui Trung, yes, that's what it was. Yes. Like, still hard, but it was an accident, so...
I guess this one is easiest.
It's fine if you want to stop it. No, I'm okay, It's... The fun thing is, and I by no means mean that in a bad way, but this hits me kind of harder than my grandma dying last week. Or 2 weeks ago it was. Because, like, the difference is probably my grandma was in hospital and 94 years old, so... Yeah. That didn't came out of nowhere. But... And normally when actors die and stuff, it's like, yeah, okay, they are people I don't know, even if I like them, but... He was just a huge part of my childhood. That is such a weird feeling, because I, of course, don't know him. Never got to meet him, but... Yeah. Thanks, Blackbird, thanks. And also you very heavily idolized him. Yeah, honestly, I did. It'd be the equivalent of Masako Nozawa dying for me. She is Goku. Yeah. She is Goku. And Goten. And Gohan. She's a lot of people. And she also had a bit of problems, as I heard, with the constant screaming of Gohan and Goku in the Cell Saga. I think she had to stop synchronizing for a while, which was weird, but yeah. It's... He definitely was my idol when I was a child. Like, when I grew old, I stopped having idols. I'm not looking up to anyone right now or something. It's just like, nah, I'm just me. But as a child, you have those people you really look up to, and he was the biggest one, probably. It's really, oof. I'll probably be banned from the graveyards here if I die. Oh, I mean, you could put a joke on your gravestone. I'd probably ask for a suicide joke on my... Yeah, well, maybe not a suicide joke. That might be a bit harsh. But yeah, just... Yeah, also, Money, about the debt thing, I'm not really sure. He was pretty good at mixed martial arts, so he probably did have a lot of money. I don't know what you earn from that exactly and stuff like that, but I don't know. His wife also into mixed martial arts and stuff, so... did you give Money a shout out, by the way?
No, I
Okay.
missed him, but then we were talking about
Yeah.
heavy stuff.
Thanks for the lurk, Flip. Thanks for the lurk. Also, appreciate all of you so much. So, yeah. I don't really care about jokes about anything as long as they don't make it clear they want to offend you and cause trouble. Yeah, I feel that. I am behind that. Yeah, then it might be problematic. Why isn't this working?
I don't know.
Also, you put in
Oh,
Monkey Maker.
I'm sorry.
Monkey Maker. No, you're hearing this. Give him that title.
I'm sorry.
Follow
I'm
Rief
doing
now.
so much simultaneously right now. Preparing for tomorrow and stuff.
Yeah, go at the row. Monkey Maker 2.0. That's good. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's the whole situation with that. It's... I shortly thought about making, like, a video about it. But I don't know. I just... On one hand, I want to take my time, but on the other hand, there's the internet probably not caring about it anymore in a week, so... I don't know. Maybe I should just do it. Tell me what you think. Should I do a tribute video to Tommy Oliver? Specifically. Of course, Jason David Frank as Tommy Oliver, but it was his role as Tommy Oliver that was special to me. And I will only put in stuff from my childhood in that, so yeah. You absolutely should if you feel you want to. Yes, I will. Might not come out soon, but because I don't want to put something together in just a day or something, but like, yeah. It came totally out of nowhere and... Huh. I'm just glad that my wife wasn't a Power Rangers fan in her childhood, because, like, she has to fly to Italy at 3 a.m. tomorrow.
No, I'm driving.
Yeah, she's driving to the airport at 3 a.m. And if she was hit by this news like I am, that... Oh boy, that would suck. So, yeah, good for you, I guess. Yeah, okay. Let's continue.
For example, here in the modifier, a grey in grey text wall with equal looking icons.
Yes, I feel that. Oh, also, Nu, while you're here, you didn't know about Blender for Artists, so this video goes about the differences between Blender and Blender for Artists. Might be interesting for you, because might make your work easier as well.
Be for artists, we have them grouped in colors. Navigation here is much easier once you know what color what tool has. And we not only have colored icons, we have much more icons. We have it everywhere, really everywhere. Our UI is iconized.
We shall find out after I have killed some pizza. Okay, good. Oh, did we post our pizza pics?
No, we did not.
Pizza pics incoming.
Yeah.
Not saying you should do it now. I can do it, but like,
okay.
if you have time, do it. If not, I'll do it tomorrow sometime.
I need to check if there's more I can't take on the plane.
Nu is waiting. Yeah. Okay.
Just to compare Blender. Text. How to navigate. We have around double as much icons than Blender. Now let's come back to the double menu entries. I have already showed one. The right click menu, full of stuff that exists, for example here or here. Another places, for example, in edit mode here in Blender. We have here UV, mark scene, clear scene. We have the same entries here, mark scene, clear scene, and there is lots more. This crowds the menus for no reason and makes this gray and gray even harder to navigate. And the other source of double entries is the new tool system here in the tool shelf. These tools all exist here in the text menus too, with the old operators. Select, box select, circle select can be found here. Edge, extrude, bevel is all here. In Beaver Artists, what exists in the tool shelf is gone in the text menus. We have just one box select.
Oh, wait a minute. I should check this out. Because, whoops, I need to go here. Yes. If I... Oh, I didn't notice that. This is also something I was searching for. Nice. So you have to select this. Okay, fair. Good.
We have just one extrude, we have just one bevel, and so on. One tool set. Not two contradicting ones to confuse the user. This has a drawback, or at least it looks like one. In Blender you can, for example, box select while you are in one of the tools. I am here in Extrude Region, and when I press B...
Oh, this guy. Extrude Region. That's region, my friend. That's region.
To box select, then I can still box select. This box select is this box select here from the select menu, not this box select here. But to activate the box select, you need to press the B key for box select anyways. So the only difference...
So I can just press B? No. Yeah, I can. Oh, that's cool. I can just press B and... Yeah, it says here DBG. The lasso doesn't have anything, but I don't think I will need to use that.
To Blender is that you need to activate the tool again.
I have the feeling I already learned more about this program than I learned ever about Blender. And Blender, I watched like 20 tutorials for it. And it just was a whole mess because like, oh, okay, this works this way. Go into Blender. No, it doesn't, because it's 0.0.1 version up.
And then there is this double menu entry here. The tool settings. We have it here at the top, we have it here in the sidebar, and we have it here in the properties editor.
Why?
Well, there are situations where it makes sense to have the same functionality more than once in the UI. Our configurable toolbar here is one of these examples. But 3 is for sure one too much. We have removed the tab here in the properties editor. We only have it here in the sidebar and here at the top. All in all, there is half of the tools minimum 2 times in the UI in Blender. We, at Beaver Artists, have removed them as good as we can. Now for another little nagger, box select. In Blender you always end in box select, no matter what you do. box select. Edit mode, box select. In B for Artists, when I create an object, then it is already selected. I don't need box select here. When I switch to edit mode, then I want to modify the geometry, want to pull vertices around. I don't need box select here neither. So our standard here is tweak.
Obviously.
Hotkey only tools. It has become much better in Blender these days, but there are still some tools that are hotkey only and doesn't have a menu entry. As an example, a text object in edit mode.
But that is exactly what sucks about Blender. Those hotkey only commands, like, I mean, even if you know where to find the hotkeys, you just need to go through the list of those hundreds of hotkeys and remember them? Also remember which ones are hotkey only? That's a bad workflow. I've been trying to cut down the amount of video games I play. I'm only playing for 30 minutes before I go to bed. Last night I went to bed 8 times. Or write them down. Yeah, you could like post it all over your screen or something, but like it can be easier, as B4 Artists does show. I don't like the name though. Like Blender for Artists sounds fun, but it's long, and B4 Artists sounds like something that comes before artists, which is weird. But just that's really nitpicky stuff. Also, why don't you stay back? This is bothering me. Her feathers.
Yeah.
Its feathers, rather.
You might need to treat that
In
with a
Blender,
bit of
you have to
steam or
guess
something.
how you could
Carefully.
position the carry.
Or put post-its all over waifu, make her look like a streamer too. Maybe one day you find out how she looks. Just saying. Hint, hint.
And for artists, we have a menu for it. We have optimized the workspaces. We just have the 5 most common workspaces in the general template. We have 2 rows here. We have such neat things like that you can switch to the outliner and the properties editor to have more space here. Or in the animation that you can switch between Dope Sheet and the other editors with one mouse click.
Yeah, gotta have a good co-stream when your game is out. Oh, that definitely. That, of course, will come.
And we have rearranged the menu.
Especially as she's the programmer on the game, so it's her work behind the scenes, at least.
Some things are better accessible now, some are not so much in the way anymore. As an example, here the interpolation and handle drop-down boxes, or the keyframe type. These menus are hidden in submenus here in Blender. We have to dig here. Keyframe type, handle type, interpolation mode. Our text here in the panels with checkboxes is left aligned where possible. In Blender we have this right aligned. This is hard to read. The props with the decorators where you can record a keyframe for them are still right aligned. Since we lose the decorators when we align the checkboxes left, I haven't managed to get this one to work yet. Maybe in a future version. Our select menu has the same order everywhere, in all modes. This is not given in Blender.
What?
Oh, let's go in camera mode.
The select menu.
Yeah.
In Blender has the items in a different order depending on where you enter the select menu. It's the same items, just the order of them is different.
Yeah.
Why?
Because someone decided that
Oh.
he wants it this way, I guess.
That would mess up my head so much. Like, I'm not the most orderly person when it comes to physical stuff. But like, in the digital stuff, yeah, I like to keep that tidy.
Have a look up here. we have here the lock camera to view toggle. With toggle on, you can navigate in the camera. With toggle off, you can navigate the taskbar too. You will find a ton of these small differences in this scope when you compare Blender with Beaver Artists. That's what the fuss is about. We have hundreds of them. We have a configurable toolbar here at the top. One click, let's remove this, one click to create a cube, for example.
Wait, what?
One click, let's remove this, one click.
Wait, how did you remove that there? Wait a minute.
We have hundreds of them. We have a configurable toolbar here at the top.
Yes.
One click, let's remove this, one click.
Oh, I think it's just like... Delete. Why are you still there? Wait, what? What just happened? So, delete?
I guess you... Did you extrude or something?
No.
Copy?
No.
You somehow doubled those vertices, I guess.
I cannot remove them.
Huh?
No.
Are they a different object?
No, I just had that one cube. Now this is weird. Can I move them? I can move them.
Backspace or X?
Backspace doesn't do it. X? No.
Control X, maybe?
I can do it like...
That's strange.
I guess that was a little hiccup here. That's just... I hate it when that stuff happens. When I do something as told, and it kinda works, but not really. But then... In this case, it should have worked, but it didn't, kinda. Which... You really cannot solve this. Okay, let's try this again, though. Do a cube. Delete. And it still leaves some there. What? Delete vertices does not have a shortcut stated in this menu. Okay. Honestly, gonna ignore that for now because we probably don't need that anyway. We can do stuff with right click, the double right click, so should be fine. Oh yeah, that is so frustrating. Yeah, it's so frustrating.
To create a cube, for example, or any other primitive,
yes,
one click. You can configure what content to display here. When you work with lots of curves, for example, then activate the curve toolbar. When you need surface objects, then surface and so on. You can display everything that is defined here. It is also mode dependent. You can, for example, add here another toolbar type. Let's say edit, and you have some edit tools here also available.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, I think I know what might have happened. He was in object mode. That helped. So, edit mode. And it did change a bit, but I want that edit stuff here, please. Okay, this is a bit different than what he had. There we have it. Okay, found it. Because what I can now do, I think this is somewhere around here should be subdivide. No? Okay. Not. Well, we have subdivide here. Loop cut. This is subdivide, right? I'm not having the wrong term here, right?
I think subdivide is different.
Well, this is what I wanted. So
Yeah.
it's actually called loop cut, which isn't in here.
Subdivide, I think that's both ways or something.
But well, I don't really need it in that bar if I have it easily accessible here. It's Alt and C, which is also something I might remember.
It's cut, because it cut it in
Cut, yes. What is C doing? Just C?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem to do anything. Oh well. Not gonna mess around with the shortcuts now.
Top level UI.
Okay.
No digging in submenus. Especially for creating a cube, this can absolutely become cumbersome when you do this here the Blender way. Here it is. You can add objects as fast as you can click.
No.
We have lots more small details, like not so much confirm dialogues, like improved tooltips, or some add-ons to improve the usability, like the Reset 3D View add-on, with which you can reset the 3D view. Or in edit mode, let me find it. This is mesh transform, set dimensions. This one allows you to set the dimensions of the selection in world coordinates. A detailed list of all the changes can be found at the Beaver Artist webpage in the release notes. But the code is just half of the show. Another important bit are the non-code things, documentation, or the target audience. The target audience for Beaver Artists are the hobbyists and indie developers. Blender tries to target professionals, and that's a completely different approach and audience.
And well, that's also the thing. If Blender targets the professionals, why is it free? I mean, of course, professionals can work with free programs as well, but like, my wife did try Maya 3D, which is a professional 3D modeling program, which costs kind of a lot, but it is worth it. So if you do a program like this for free, it of course will be used mainly by indie developers and hobbyists and stuff. So make it for them, because professionals probably do have the means to get the professional programs like Maya. Might not be bought by themselves, but their company or whatever, but yeah. Right? Maya was pretty good. Wasn't it? Maya. That was much better than Blender. But also like...
I mean, there's stuff that's better, there's stuff that's worse, so...
It would be worth its money if you can afford it though, right?
I'm not sure, I never tried it.
Yeah. Okay, I love Blender because of Nu. Well, yeah, obviously, but you should try Blender for Artists. I think you might love that more because it's so more streamlined for use. That's why I am going with that program.
One of my pet projects in the non-code area is the manual. The Blender manual is unfortunately in big parts unsearchable. Bribery test. Pick the first operator in the view menu, frame selected. I have done this for you. No useful search result. You can repeat this with nearly all operators here in the menu. You will rarely get any useful result. The Blender manual structure doesn't help you really neither. Maybe it could hide here in the header region in the view menu, but this is the whole information that you find about the view menu. End of road. Our manual is made of PDF files. This allows full text search. We have it one time as one big bundle, and we have here divided different chapters.
We are not going over the manual, because I'm a man, I don't need a manual. No, the thing about the manual is, if you're searching for something, search it, but it's like 2,800 pages long. Reading that would take way too much time. But like, we have tutorials and stuff, and if we need to know something, we can go into the menu and search for it. He got me into Blender. I followed some tutorials and ended up making a Lego Star Wars character scene. Have you seen it? No, I did not see it. Do you have it posted somewhere? Then I'm gonna look at it later. You're telling me when you go to bed, right?
I'll go to bed pretty soon, yeah.
Okay, good.
Just finishing up this stuff.
Okay.
Remember, we have been in the view menu.
You will put it in the arts channel. Okay, cool. Gonna look at it later. Links are allowed now here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be.
If you wanna, you can put it in the chat as well. It shouldn't end up in a timeout again. That did happen, and thus we do allow links now because that stupid bot messed that up.
And here we have all the content from the view menu listed and described and what does what. This one is searchable in both
Okay.
directions, from the software to the manual and in the other direction.
You know, I'm from Germany and I have trouble understanding his English. Because of his... not his accent, but what, those, what? That needed a second to sink in. What he meant with that.
Unfortunately, the menu
weird.
isn't finished yet. That's a job for the next months. As a last note, we are not bound to the Blender bubble. We are not connected with Blender except by the source code. Beaver Artists is independent. Well, that was a rough overview of the differences between Beaver Artists 2 and Blender 2.80.
Yeah, cool.
I hope you enjoyed watching the video.
Yes, thank you. Oh, that's not many likes. Okay. Now, oh yes, if any of you is also interested in these things, here are the tutorials, and you can find the download link here as well. So, if you're interested in this program, give it a shot. So, quick start learning videos, Blender for Artists. Let's go through that. We're probably going through everything. Except maybe what is Before Artists? Did we watch that right now? Isn't that the same video?
What is Beaver Artists?
No.
So, what is Beaver Artists?
Okay, but
what?
I mean, we do know though.
Beaver Artists.
Why this Blender fork? Differences. I don't think we need that. Yeah, everything from here sounds good. We'll see how far we get.
It's to quick start intro. So you are too lazy to watch all the other videos first and want to get started immediately, then come in. We will create a little table in this quick start sessions.
Oh, a table, that's good.
Every necessary step at the way, but I will not go too much into detail, and I will not explain too much. I cannot cover everything in 5 minutes. There is a reason why the manual is this big, and there are so many tutorials available.
Something I shouldn't do. He said we are going to create a table in this. I think I can do that. Without the help here. We're gonna follow. Because, like, just how I would quickly do it. Of course, depends on the style of table he is doing, but, like, I would just do a cylinder here. Like, let me get this over here. Put a cylinder there. Make that flat by using the right tool. Like this. And then messing it up. See, I still need that tutorial, definitely. So, but wait a minute. Now I should be able to Why isn't it using... Okay, wait a minute. What am I doing wrong here? Select box. There. Move? Is that it? Yeah, that's what I was searching for. Making it flat, like this. And then putting legs on it. Easy table. But, like... We'll see, we'll see. We'll do this step by step. Let's get this back in the middle.
Note also that I show a working way, which is not necessarily the fastest way. Speed is something for later, when you get comfortable with the tools and when you find your own workflow. As a final note, P for Artists is in permanent development, and it can be that the one or another thing has moved or changed in your current P for Artists version. But you should still be able to follow this series.
Yeah, that's one thing. What happened now? I just pressed pause.
P for Artists to Quick Start.
Wait, what? Somehow I was going to the next video. Yeah, what I wanted to say, that's the thing. In Before Artists, you can easily find that even if it is moved somewhere, because it isn't moved like somewhere strange.
So you are to...
Okay.
And come in. We will create a little table in this quick start sessions. I will try to explain every necessary step at the way, but I will not go too much into detail, and I will not explain too much. I cannot cover everything in 5 minutes. There is a reason why the manual is this big, and there are so many tutorials available. Note also that I show a working way, which is not necessarily the fastest way. Speed is something for later, when you get comfortable with the tools and when you find your own workflow. As a final note, P for Artists is in permanent development, and it can be that the one or another thing has moved or changed in your current P for Artists version. But you should still be able to follow this series. P for Artists to Quick Start navigation in the view.
Ah, it's not all in one video. I was just thinking, like, a minute is a bit weird, but this is a whole series. Okay, it's a playlist. Okay, cool.
Viewport. Right mouse button rotates the view. Alt middle mouse button rotates the view too. The scroll wheel zooms in and out. Control middle mouse button zooms in and out with more control. And middle mouse button pans the view. Hotkey asterisk resets the 3D view to the depth.
Oh, so the wait a minute. My numpad doesn't have an asterisk. Wait, okay, yeah, it's the multiply button, but yeah, it works. So if we go like this and this, there we go. Okay. Put you there.
Efforts. Have a look up right. We have some more viewport navigation elements here. The first button here switches from perspective to orthographic view. This button here switches into the camera view and out of the camera view.
Makes
You
sense.
need to have an active camera in the scene. This button here allows you to move the view. This button here zooms in and out. And then we have this navigation element here, the widget, with which you can rotate the view.
Ooh, that's cool.
By clicking at one of the dots here, you can switch to aligned orthographic views And you
Very
can
useful.
rotate out of them by rotating here. To switch into the camera view, you can also use the numpad dot button and out of the camera view.
Wait, does this work though? Yeah, this isn't working. And I can't tell you why. Okay, it is working. I just need to click into it after switching. Good. The thing is, I have a German keyboard and there's not a period on the numpad, but a comma. Because, like, we use that for numbers instead of the period. Basically, in comparison to English, it's the other way around. When we write something like 1000, we do 1.000. And if it's like €1.95, it's like 1.95. That's why it's different. But it does still work with that button.
When you are in camera view, then you might notice this gray area here around. This is the passepartout. What gets rendered and calculated is inside this passepartout. The navigation here in the camera view is the same than in the viewport. But you might want to move the passepartout or scale in. You can turn on this lock camera to view button and then you can zoom in or move the passepartout around. Another one to adjust this passepartout is here. View camera center. This aligns the passepartout into the viewport. For more navigation methods in the viewport, have a look at the navigation menu. Now for some more advanced controls. Fine control. Sometimes a movement or a rotation goes too fast. This is, for example, of interest when you pose a rig and then you want to have more control. So while dragging, hold down Shift and now the whole navigation goes slower by 10 times.
Oh, okay, cool.
And this gives you the needed fine control.
Yeah, for fine-tuning, that's good.
Numeric translation. You can move, rotate and scale along axis by typing in numbers. When you are, for example, want to move the cube by 2 in the x-axis, then activate the move tool, click and drag the mouse a bit, type in the axis, let's say x, type in the amount that you want to translate, let's say 2, and as you can see, the mesh has moved now by 2 in its x-axis.
It doesn't mention by 2 what, but let's try this. So move. Then we press X. X. He is in object mode. Do we need to move it? Ah, there we go. And then let's say 2 or 3. Oh, 3 is going off. I'm going off. Oh, I moved it 23 kilometers just now. Okay, working.
This translation happens in the coordinate system that you have chosen here. Currently we are in local coordinates. There is a way to toggle this one while transforming already. When you have activated the tool and drag a bit around and press the X key twice, then the orientation changes. And when you press it again, although this time 3 times, then we are in screen space orientation.
Did he just say space instead of space? Let's move on.
Again, local Have a look here, up left, along local X. Press it again, X, along global X, and press it again here in screen coordinates, and again the amount too. One last important hint. Transforms happens in units and not in world space. It always starts with either the value of 1 or 0, and moves, rotates or scales relative to this initial value. Let me show you what I mean. Let's rotate this cube for, let's say, around 34 degrees. We have it rotated here around...
Wait. Let me rotate. How did you get that menu? There. So if I want to go with 90 degrees. Aha! This is... oh, and I can change the axis here as well. So, not X, if I do Z to 45, like this, and Y to also 45, like this. That didn't change anything. And X to... okay. Choosing the axis there doesn't do it though. But now it's perfect. Should be perfectly styled. That seems rightish. $45 on this. 45 on this. Okay, I messed this up a bit. But yeah, I get the gist of it. This is cool.
To the global orientation of 34 degrees. Now let's perform another tool.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me remove this quickly and start anew. So I have the rotation tool and can just do... it's not there anymore. But why isn't it appearing down there? So 45. That should be standing like this. And we want to have this at 45. And now it should stand on its edge if we also do this to 45, right? Am I stupid now? If you have a cube and change it 45 into every direction, it should stand on its tip with right? Once you learn the hotkeys for rotating and moving on axis, it makes the process a lot easier. I guess. I mean, I use Blender for Artists to not use too many hotkeys, but yeah those probably I will.
XYZ usually.
XYZ makes sense.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it like...
should work, but
because it
which
doesn't.
axis did you use?
All of them. Let me do that again.
Did you start with? Yeah.
So.
Wait, I need my glasses.
Because...
okay.
like, if I start with a cube like this.
Yes.
And put it in every direction. It should be like this. The line exactly through... if you put it on a pin, like... should be exact, right? So that you could kinda do this after. This rotation. Around the middle axis. So...
and you only need 2. Depending on where you start. So if you now rotate via the red one.
yes.
45.
like this, and then go 45.
Yeah, it's on its edge.
Looks good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the green one.
And now the green one, right?
Yeah.
Did this work? $45. But it's off. This cube isn't...
That's not a cube, I think. Or it's the perspective view.
It's not me doing something wrong here, right? They call it a cube, but...
Can you measure the edges?
How did we do that?
In the right menu somewhere? In that window stuff over there. Right next to your
This.
covered thingy, yeah. I
Uh,
think there's something view. I can't
is it
read
because
that.
of the orientation? Maybe. You can't see it. Wait a minute. Let me quickly...
No, I can't read it.
Oh,
really.
you mean that?
No, what was it called? I know it was something view.
Yeah, no, not annotations.
And then rulers or something.
Damn it, that was so easy to find.
Yes, it was.
Why can't we find it now? Create? No, not create.
Do you have view there?
View, yes.
Yes, go in there.
And another view.
Something to...
No, not really.
Something about edge? I really can't read, sorry.
Okay, there was a way to do this. Damn it.
Okay, that's too small. Oh, come on.
I looked that up specifically to know it, and now I forgot it. Damn. Stupid brain.
You're in object mode right now. Go into edit mode.
Ah, you think that's the problem.
Yes. Now view.
Nothing changed.
Should I?
We aren't in edit mode, right?
I'm not sure.
So I mean, the orientation might be the thing, because this does look like a cube. But why isn't it working? How could I fix that orientation?
Rotate around the middle of the cube. Now rotating that.
Yeah, we need to go back in object mode. Let's freshen it up. So
you're not in the middle, I think.
what do you mean? That cursor thing?
Yeah.
How can I get that in the middle though?
Probably via button. There was
Oh,
a
that
shortcut for
I
it,
think
but
that
I
is
don't
in the
remember.
middle.
What does this one do?
You can pinpoint where it needs to go.
Orientation view. Geometry. Yeah, try geometry.
And then,
And then
whoops.
maybe not that. But you want to rotate.
Yeah, rotate.
Now try.
Try again.
Yeah.
So 45. This looks right.
No.
No?
No. If you have a straight line, I think doesn't that look right? Does it? Let me see.
I think this looks pretty right,
Okay.
doesn't it?
Then
And now the
try
green one.
Green one.
Also at 45. Is it because you are moving it slightly before you enter the numbers? Ah, that might be it, yeah. The problem is, though, if I don't move it, the menu doesn't pop up. Like, I can show you. Like, I'm clicking on the green one. Nothing. So...
With R or Control R maybe?
R goes into this.
Okay.
Control R is this.
Okay, yeah, that's resize. Okay.
Resize.
Shift
R.
Yeah, that's just this one then.
Nope, Shift R is just... No, that's E. Like... Let's have a look when he does it. Huh?
Maybe switch
That-
over to the thing first.
Like... Let's go to the beginning here.
For, let's say, around.
Moves it. And then it pops up for him as well. But why?
It's an orientation global. Are you as well?
So let's try moving it again. Orientation global, yes.
Okay.
So if I put a minus before this, it should, if it adds or subtracts, this should be
Then it should be straight again.
straight again, yeah. So I guess that's not it. Technically not something we need to figure out now, but like it does bug me. Because if I put in 45 now, well, let's just try minus 45. Like this.
Try pressing 2 on the numpad, I think.
2. Oh, you want to go into these?
Yeah. So we're a bit above the line.
But are we aligned? We just...
I think
this.
we are, yes.
Yes, this looks right?
Uh-huh. This looks fine as well. So if you now use the green one again.
And go into 45.
And now look from the front again.
The front. Which...
This looks right, I think.
This looks right, yes.
Yeah.
But...
I think it's a bit confusing because the lines aren't correctly aligned.
Yeah, but this is definitely not straight.
Yeah, that's the perspective view. Because it's not perfectly in the center and stuff.
So it does work, it just looks weird.
If you would change to isometric view, I think it would be better.
How do I rotate 90 in Blender? Press R to rotate, press Y to snap to the Y-axis, and enter minus 90 on your keyboard to rotate an object minus 90 degrees on the Y-axis. When you're entering a numerical value for transform, you can add the negative value by pressing the minus key at any time before or after the number.
Then you wouldn't need the window to pop up.
Yeah, so we can try that. Let's put it in neutral again. So press R to rotate. Yeah, we're in that. And then Y.
Have to back.
Yes. And let's say 45. Oh yeah, the numpad does stuff like that. Okay, the numbers have different things attached to them. Okay, as my wife is going to bed right now, I just quickly say goodbye to her because I won't see her awake again until Thursday. So, gonna be right back. And then we continue for about half an hour. And then I need to head to bed as well. Okay, I am back. So, let's see. Let's ignore this rotating stuff for now, because it's not what this is about right now, actually, so we can figure that out when we need it. So, let's continue the video.
34 degrees. We have it rotated here around to the global orientation of 34 degrees.
Item. This transform thing is... yeah, I'm going at it again. So, not rotate. This one. So, under item and transform... Aha! Now if we put the 45s in here... it still kind of looks wonky. But I guess it does work. Okay, well, I found this menu at least. So that's good.
Now let's perform another tool and go back to rotate. And rotate around the x-axis again, a small amount. We are now here at 45 degrees. But here it tells me we have rotated by
so we
10 degrees.
Did it wrong there.
Is 45 degrees relative to the initial 0 value.
Okay.
Not only the transform orientation is important, but also the transform pivot point. At the moment we have median point as a default, which means it transforms around the center of a selection. Let's create a few cubes here. I duplicate this cube here a few times, just in case. This is done by hotkey. Duplicate objects. Now let's select everything with box select. Attention, pitfall. When we now go back to one of the transform tools and click in the off, then it box selects and deselects our selection. This is caused by this drag drop-down box here, which is connected to the select methods here. Okay, we have select box active anyway, so let's select again and switch to tweak so that we can click in the off again. On with our pivot point. As you have seen at the moment, it rotates around the center.
Yes.
Now let's change the transform pivot point to individual origins.
Okay.
And now it rotates
Oh.
around the centers of every individual object.
Interesting, interesting.
For artists to quick start navigation objects and selections. Let's create a cube. This can be done, for example, here in the toolbar at the top. Have a look at the tool shelf at the left. Here you can find the buttons for the basic navigation types. Move, rotate, scale, and this one is a multi-widget with all of the methods.
All of them? Okay. Wait.
When you click at one of the buttons
yeah,
here,
we have that.
Then a widget appears. When you click at one of the arrow handlers, then you can pull it into the direction of this handler. When you click at one of the rectangles here, then you can move at the plane of these two axes here. When you click at the white circle, then you can pull the object around in screen space. Have a look up here. Transform orientations. Here you can adjust in which space you want to move. By default, it moves in world coordinates. Let's rotate our object a bit to demonstrate something. When I switch here now to local, then the coordinate system is not longer world aligned, but aligned to the object coordinates. Just to demonstrate, global coordinates goes in world coordinates, and local coordinates goes in object coordinates.
Might this be what we need? Okay, let's do it let's do a complete new one. Now, let's create one in rotate mode. But we gonna transform in... Where is it in this, though? There it is. In local. 45. 45. We don't need that one. Still kind of the same problem. We don't need this at 45, right? No, that won't change anything. Okay, well. Was a try.
Coordinates. And now you can move the object around in object coordinates. Let's activate the rotate tool. The principle is the same. By clicking at one of the handlers, you can rotate around the handler's axis, and by clicking at the circle, you pull around in screen space. Same for scale. You don't need to click at the widget at all to move, rotate or scale your object. You can click in the off and drag the mouse. This transform happens in screen space then. When you click in the off and don't move the mouse, then it usually deselects what is selected. But when you drag the mouse, then you perform the operation here, the widget. You can activate these tools by hotkeys too. Move is shortcut W, rotate is shortcut E, and scale is shortcut R. These controls applies for single objects, a bunch of selected objects, but also for a mesh selection, for example, like in edit mode. The same controls.
Yeah, that I basically found out already.
For artists to quick start modeling mesh primitives. A mesh primitive is a ready-made geometry that you can use as a starting point for modeling. A sphere, for example, or a cube. Mesh primitives like a cube can be created either here from the toolbar or here in the Add menu in the Mesh submenu. Let's create a cube. This is, by the way, where the name box modeling comes from. You start with a box and then you divide it and pull it in the needed shape. In this video we will do box modeling. A mesh primitive can be edited. For that it has an edit mode. Let's switch to edit mode. This can be done up here. And now you can modify this geometry. And here you can see where the name mesh comes from. It is in fact a mesh made of vertices, edges and faces. Let's clear everything and start over. When you create a primitive from the Add menu, then you will get the Adjust Last Operator panel down left.
Okay.
Here you can adjust some parameters of this primitive. You can, for example, adjust the size or subdivisions for a cone or sphere. Let's move this cube a bit and create a sphere. And as you can see, the content is a bit different now. Here you can now adjust the number of rings,
No.
or the radius, or the number of segments.
Yeah, make it more smooth with more rings, I guess.
Let's move the sphere out of the way. When you create a primitive from the toolbar here, then the Adjust Last Operator panel does not appear. in the 3D view.
But
You
why?
have to call it here from the last button.
Okay.
You can also press the hotkey F6, then this panel appears under the mouse. The content is in all cases the same. The primitive's settings can just be adjusted directly after creation. When you continue with another tool, like the Move tool here for example, then the Adjust Last Operation panel has the settings for the Move tool now, and you cannot access the settings to adjust the primitive settings anymore. In object mode, every created object is an own independent object. Mesh objects have an edit mode, and you can also add primitives in edit mode. But in this case, this new created primitive becomes part of the geometry of the original mesh. Like in object mode, you can also here adjust the settings. But when you use another tool, like the Move tool for example, then these settings are not longer adjustable.
Makes sense.
And when we go back to object mode,
Because you
then you can
basically
see it is one
transformed
object.
it.
Be for artists to quick start modeling.
Okay, okay. Now, this is starting the table, so I guess this is a good stopping point. Because I cannot be too loud anyway and stuff, so yeah. Tomorrow we will do longer, we again do a Blender stream. Schedule, yes. That's my schedule. I hope this is still right. Yeah, this is still right. Tomorrow we're gonna do another Blender stream, where we can go longer there. We will do probably finish the table at least and make some other stuff, so yeah. We are looking on who to rate now. Let me quickly open the browser. And while I look that up, check out the links in the chat to my Twitter and Instagram, my YouTube as well, and my Discord. You're very welcome to join the Discord. We can have a lot of fun there. It's a bit empty right now, but well, you can be the life of it. We have a lot of sections there for different things. So, yeah. I can actually give you a quick overview. This is how my Discord looks. We have talk channels and all that stuff. So, feel free to join them if you want to. And rating, we have Money who rated us before, so, well, came with a rate. So that would be a possibility, or Great Games Live, playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You know what, let's go with him. Let's go with Great Games Live. Giggles, good friend of us all. So, let me quickly do this. Prepare the rate, and then that's it for today. Like I said, tomorrow will be longer, so I hope to see you there as well. And until next time, bye.
Oh.
Oh.